It's Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Westchester today, joined by Sydney Kamlager. She is a trustee with the Los Angeles Community College District. Very exciting news out of LACCD. A couple months ago, none other than Jill Biden, the vice president's wife, came to Los Angeles to be part of the grand announcement regarding the LA College Promise. What is it?
It's amazing. I think it's going to be a game changer for so many students that are attending and graduating out of LA Unified School District.
Right.
So she came and was with the mayor and a number of us at LA City College to make this announcement. And essentially what we're saying is every Los Angeles Unified School District graduate will be given one free year of community college. So it's tuition free.
That's huge.
It's huge.
And there are other CCDs that have done that in a variety of ways. I remember I was interviewing a superintendent of a CCD in San Luis Obispo, and they have a promise because someone left them $8 million. And it's a smaller district, so
give us the money.
Give us the money.
Give us the money.
So in terms of money, at this stage, you've gotten some foundation money.
Right.
The CCD is going to kick in some money, but that's just for year one.
Correct.
So talk to us about year two.
So what's interesting is that if you are income eligible, you can apply for a BOG waiver, Board of Governors.
Right, and that I think about 69% of LAUSD students already get that.
Correct.
So that's good.
Correct. So we're not so much worried about the tuition because we know that the majority of the students that will be coming to us can apply for the BOG waiver and get it. But we are concerned about books, transportation, food, all of the necessities that folks need to get into college and to stay.
So let's talk about that, because with the BOG waiver or the college promise, you save about $1,300 in tuition, which is great, but you said it, textbooks. Textbooks are expensive. They can be $500, who knows? And so are you concerned, though, that even though you're taking away $1,300, they still may need to work to pay for textbooks?
Well, you're absolutely right. We know that 73% of the students that go to the LACCD schools are going part-time.
Because they have to work.
Exactly. So this is an opportunity to try and encourage as many folks as possible to be full-time students, because we know that if you go to school full-time, you're more than likely to stay and you're more than likely to get out on time. Most of our part-time students, because they're working and have other challenges, are more likely to delay their graduation. This is a way for us to augment funds to say, hey, we're going to pay for the things that we know you need, that you're struggling to pay for now.
What about working with the faculty and or the faculty senate so that they adopt textbooks that are either open source or online? I know you only have so much power, but is that a path that you can take?
It absolutely is. So we have a number of online courses that are available, instructionals and curriculum, right? So that's great, and we're seeing numbers increase.
But what about even if you go to school in person, the textbook being?
We've also been talking about how to leverage the power of the 9 colleges, leveraging the power of the district to work with publishers to say, hey, you need to lower the cost of these books. I went to a community college a couple of years ago. I took one class. The class itself was $500. Of that $500, the one book was $300.
Yeah, it's problematic.
It is. It's a challenge. So we have been talking with faculty members about how to do that. Now, obviously, we want to make sure that they are using books that are relevant to the courses that they're teaching, right, and to the degrees that the students are going after. But we certainly are beginning to take more into account when it comes to the fact that the books are just prohibitively expensive.
So do you feel as if we will see progress on that front?
I think we will, if for no other reason than how students learn is changing.
I want to ask you about students that may have been formerly incarcerated or students that are about to be sentenced. I remember when I was younger, I knew someone who had been charged with a lower level drug offense, and they were sentenced to school. To community college.
Yes.
To a nursing program.
Yes.
And that individual became a nurse.
Yes.
And that individual's life has been dedicated to nursing. I don't hear about that anymore, being sentenced to school.
Well, That's an amazing story.
But it's old.
Yeah.
It's old.
And that judge was ahead of his or her time.
Right.
We are beginning to hear more and more about those kinds of stories. We have a number of colleges in our district that are focused on just that, sort of the pipeline to a career, if you want. And it's because a number of the students that we're seeing come to our campuses are formerly incarcerated. So we have some instances where we have faculty that are going into either the prisons or into the county jails. Obviously, we have more county jails closer to LA or within our boundaries than we do prisons.
Right, well stated. But we have more people in county jails because of AB 109.
Correct.
Which is sending lower level offenders to the county jails.
Correct. And we also have a number of folks that are in juvenile halls.
Right.
And so we have begun to work with those institutions. We've also been able to work with our delinquency courts and our juvenile courts, talking to the judges to say, hey, judges, why don't you consider diversionary sentencing?
Let me ask you though, I think about the community college system, and you included, all of y'all have done an outstanding job helping veterans when they return, make it through community college. I'm wondering if there should be a service center for the formerly incarcerated, because look, it's obviously a different population, but in the end, if they're formerly incarcerated, that means they're out. They've served their time, and we want them not to return.
We absolutely want them to return. And there are a number of special populations that are going to our community colleges. We have former foster students. We have veterans. We have formerly incarcerated. We have students with special needs and disabilities. And they all require intensive services, additional support services.
Are there services beyond vets?
So there are. But it's a matter of knowing what those resources are and knowing how to get them, right? And so we are working to do a better job with our Los Angeles Unified School District and some of our other school districts, and with probation and with the jails, to say, hey, let's make sure if we can educate them while they're with you. But let's also work with you so that you know what resources are available for when they come to us.
And let me ask you about educating while they're with you, meaning the system. I know that a bill passed, I think it's AB 288, which allows community colleges to teach classes on high school campuses.
Correct.
What if the high school's a juvenile hall? I mean, it could be.
It could be.
What if the high school, I don't know if it'd be a prison or a jail, maybe a jail.
Right, the ages are different.
Yeah, talk to me.
The ages are different. So the great thing about AB 288 is that in the past, when young people have gone on to community college campuses to learn, they've been AP honors, right? I'm trying to accelerate my studies so that I can get out of the community college quicker and go where I'm trying to go.
4-year.
AB 288 says this is open for everybody, because we know that there are more of you that need remedial help.
But the good news is, even if it's not for remediation, you don't have to take the AP at the end of that class. It's a college class.
Absolutely. And so now we're working to figure out how to get that bill, how to extend that bill so that we can pay for books, because those young people cannot afford the books either.
What about in juvenile hall?
Yes. So it depends on the age.
Okay.
We know that the Unified School District in some instances is working with those kids. And then where applicable, we are too, because it depends on the age. But there's a lot of work to do. I have to tell you, I toured a juvenile hall, and we had 16-year-olds who were reading at a second grade level.
Yeah. You'll come back?
I will.
Her name is Sydney Kamlager. She is a trustee with the Los Angeles Community College District. My name is Brad Pomerance from Westchester, California. It's Charter Local Edition.